Angeli Marcano, Technical Manager at HPDC. Today we're going to present the webinar, Getting Started with HPD Dashboards. And the agenda for today is a quick intro to HPD dashboards, how to access the dashboards, and how to find the right HPDs for your project, how the filters work in the dashboards, and how you can create project folders and download all HPDs together. Then, if you have any questions, we'll be happy to do a Q&A session. So the HPD dashboards are the new addition to the Material Health Tool Suite, and they're part of the HPD repository. It's the new version of the repository, and it has the same filters as the simple search, but with additional filters that allow users to apply more tailored criteria to find the right HPDs. This is in combination with the HPD pre-check, which is the capability that we have both in the builder and in the repository to read HPD data and check against the requirements of other programs, in addition to the HPD Open Standard. So the HPD dashboards can be set up for organizations. Right now we have two dashboards, HPDC and BORA dashboard. And we're working with other organizations that are defining their material health criteria to have their specific filters in the dashboards and pre-check HPDs that will help them find HPDs faster for their projects. And we also offer data visualization that can also be customized for the organization. We have set up user authentication so that HPDC members can access without another login the HPDC dashboards. And the download queues and contact manufacturers that were an option in the free version of the repository, but are now going to be only an option for the dashboards, given that we have to substitute the previous version. So how to access HPD dashboards are uh, HPDC members have access to HPD dashboards. And in addition, we developed another offer of membership for individual practitioners so that even if your organization is not a member, then you can still pay just $20 a month and get access to all dashboards functionality. If your organization is a member of HPDC, you for sure can use your members portal credentials to access. If you don't have access to dashboards, please let us know. We're going to go through a process on how to access in the demo. So that was just the quick introduction and how the access works. I would like to do these webinars with a live demo. So here I have the homepage of the repository that everyone has been using for years. And you will see this promotion of trying the Material Health Tool Suite, the pre-check and the dashboards. And this is what we call the archive, which is the simple search for HPDs. And from here, you can access the dashboards either by clicking here at the top or just by going straight with the promotion to the HPDC dashboard. And here's where you get the login options. You have two options. You can log in with your regular repository credentials, or now you can use the members portal to get access to the dashboards with the single sign-on option. Once you configure the first time that you enter your credentials, then the next time that you come to the repository, you will likely be logged in and it's going to be automatically. So the other option is with the regular repository that you used before. Then if you remember organization and if your username has an email address with your organization's domain, then you should get access to that. Again, if you get that message saying that you don't have access, just let us know. So now I am on the HPDC dashboard. We have a totals bar here where we are communicating the total of HPDs that are included in the dashboard. And this is because even though there are over 14,000 HPDs that have been published to date, the dashboard only has, well, it has almost 10,000 because we are using data to HPD data available in our API to configure all these filters. And this the obtaining the data for each field of the HPD and creating this API was done after the 2.2 version. So only 2.2 versions and forward are included in the HPDC dashboard. Yet we have almost 10,000 HPDs from almost 1,000 manufacturers, out of which we're showing that almost 400 are verified HPDs, and these are the ones that are aligned with the pre-check for the lead options, both for version 4 and version 4.1 in the material ingredients, transparency, and optimization credit. And of course, we're going to be adding totals for the lead V5 version coming up. When an organization configures its own dashboard, and this is something that any project team, architecture firm, any research organization can reach out and say, we would like to work with HPDC to develop our own dashboard. Then you choose what you want to see at a glance. What is relevant to your organization? This is what we chose for HPDC, but you're free to tell us, I want to see these totals. So from here, then we come to the filters. We have, of course, all the filters that were in the simple search before in the archive. So here you can find the divisions, the manufacturer, the version, lead pre-check, the inventory type, and the verification. And in addition, we have added an option to find HPDs that have been prepared by approved preparers, by HPDC approved preparers, and also self-prepared HPDs. And we added the pre-check options, which are those automated checks that we do in the HPD builder. And we have, of course, the lead pre-check was our first pre-check, but we also have configured a pre-check for the Perkins and Will precautionary list, for reset rating system, and then BORA pre-check criteria. Additionally, we are filtering by some of the additional listings that are in the HPD, and I'm going to open one HPD to show you. So in addition to the hazards in HPD, you will find additional listings, which are other lists that are part of other programs that have also chemical banned list. And we wanted to just provide more information to the user since manufacturers are doing this inventory, then if it can align with other programs, why not show it? So HPDs will indicate if there are substances present, for example, here in the cradle-to-cradle resistant substance list. And also we have the red list from ILFI, Living Building Challenge, the precautionary list for Perkins and Will, and 6 classes precautionary list. We are working on actually developing an individual 6 classes filters so that you will be able to search by PFAS free, antimicrobial free, or others part of the heavy metals free of the 6 classes. So just so that the criteria is understood of how this filter comes up. If none of the substances in the HPD are part of the list and all the substances in the HPD are disclosed, then we can call this free. But it's based, of course, in the HPD data. Basically, it's like reading the whole HPD and determining whether it's free or not. For example, the HPD I'm showing is not going to be free because the substance is listed in 6 classes and cradle-to-cradle resistance on this list. Okay, so we also have green screen filter, and this is inclusive or exclusive if you want to find specific HPDs without that include benchmarks, only benchmarks, or if you want to combine the LT ones or maybe leave out the LT ones and BM ones, then you can also select the filters here. Then we also have the threshold, which existed in the basic version, but we added more details in combination with the threshold. So all these filters can be combined. Of course, you can decide, okay, I'm going to find, and you can search and select. So you can scroll in the bar and select, or you can just search and trying to find the right CSI, for example, and then you're looking for an office product that maybe is free of 6 classes. And then you will get the results of this search in a table that you can also configure to make it how you prefer to look like. And it will indicate the data in the HPD that was used for the filter, the link to the PDF directly, which you can download since you're logged in. You don't have to be adding the email. And then expiration date. And if there is other criteria that was part of the evaluation, they will show up in the table and you can scroll to the right. You can clear all to filter again. You can, instead of using combination of filters and seeing what's there, if you know a product that you would like to specify in lead projects or well projects, then you can just come here and try to find it and see if it has, of course, if it has an HPD, you can see whether it has passed the lead pre-check or if it's free of the list and any other criteria that you might be looking at. Okay, so if you scroll to the right, I'm showing everything here now, then you will see what I just mentioned. So is it free? Is it aligned with the Living Village channel? Is it free of the red list? Is it free of GSBI, aligned or not aligned? Lead pre-check, Cradle to Cradle, Parkinson Wheel, Bora, and Reset. So when you're configuring, so this is for users, anyone can use the HPDC dashboards as it is. If you want to configure your own dashboard, then you can tell us, this is what I want to see in the charts. And this is what I want to see in this table. These are the fields I want to see. And this is the criteria I want to filter by. I want to find products that are free of the Living Village Channel red list and that I also are reported at 100 ppm and that also have passed the lead pre-checks. And we can create a filter that has all of the criteria already configured in a pre-check and just save time and find the right HPDs in the table. Now, once you have identified the right HPDs, you have the option for creating project folders, which are called download queues. And you can do that by selecting the HPD. You can also select with shift and selecting multiple HPDs. And then you will see how many have been selected here. You can select the project and add to the download queue. And once you have added all the HPDs to the folder, you can click download queues and select the right queue, which will have a folder with all your HPDs in PDF. This is loading a little slow, but great. Not sure what this is. I'm going to refresh just in case. If you have an HPD that is expired, or if you have questions on whether the product you have is included in the HPD, if it's not clear, any questions, there are options to contact the manufacturer. And you can just contact without indicating the product, just a general contact. Select the manufacturer here. You can indicate the stage of where you're at in the product specification. And then you can just send a message and contact the manufacturer. But you could also select that HPD, and once selected, grayed out, you can click contact, and then the message will include the product. And that way the manufacturer knows which product are you looking at right away. So as I mentioned, we have publicly available 2 dashboards, HPDC, and you can switch to the Bora dashboard. Users usually have those 2. And Bora has some of the same filters, but also they have their own pre-check, which is based on the Bora's chemical of concern criteria. And in that case, they're looking at HPDs that are reported at 1,000 or 400 ppm that are characterized green against the HPDC priority hazards list. And these are with 100 ppm, but also they want to look at HPDs that are free of 13 different chemical classes. And we work with them to develop these filters. They developed this list with Ferrous, with Habitable, and they were developing the Ferrous chemical library. And now we can screen HPDs against each of these chemical lists. And because member of HPDs have access to the dashboards, you can benefit from these filters as well. And for example, let's say you want to find a PFAS-free paint. Again, this is based on HPDC data. You can select the filter and then select the CSI division and try to find that right paint. And from here, you can add HPDs to your queues as well. So you don't have to go back and find it. So the queues will aggregate HPDs from the different dashboards. We are in the process of developing the new version of the HPD Open Standard, and we will be adding the option 3.0 that will also have an interactive version. So not only the PDF, we're going to have a dashboard, and it's going to be accessible. It will be also a benefit from having access to the dashboard because that interactive version will only be available through the dashboards by going to drill through and open the interactive HPD. What I'm going to show you is just the draft of how it's going to look, but I just wanted to show you that that's how it's going to be available for the next version. Of course, users will continue to get the PDF and work with the project specifications as they have done it so far, but we are creating, working in this interactive that will have more insights on hazards, distribution in the product, and also links so that you can learn more about the different data and mouse overs so that if you don't know what characterized means, then you can learn what it means. And same with the certification. All sections will have their kind of mouse over to make it easier to understand. But again, this will be part of the dashboards. This will only be available if you have access to dashboards. Okay, I think with that, I finished with the demo. We look forward to your feedback on what other programs, what other filters you think will be valuable, or maybe functionality that you think will be valuable. If you know an organization that could benefit from having a dashboard like Bora that has its own material health criteria and any other functionality that maybe you see this as useful, we will be happy to hear about. And I'm going to stop with that and see if there are any questions.